Hey, what's up, guys?
Happy Valentine's, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
It's another Tuesday. I'm hoping everybody's Tuesday was better than my Tuesday.
It's been a rough one, not going to lie.
Yeah, it's been a rough Tuesday this week.
It's one of those days where your microphone just wants to fall right in front of your face.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
Cheers.
We got Nick hanging out with us.
What's up, Nick?
We got, of course, Grant up here on the panel. We got Wild Japan's here already. What's up? Hooked R&R. Robert, what's up?
What's up,
Ben
man?
Corubius, you made it tonight. Good to see you, Ben. Glad you made it. Wild Game Pursuits in the house and Small Water Charters, Pickle Outdoors. We are getting the whole crew in the house on Valentine's Day.
Right?
Good to see everybody. Scully Nation.
All right.
Cheers.
Yeah.
We were just talking just before we got started how much we love all of you.
Stop it, Stan.
I had to do that to you, John. I'm sorry. I had to do that to you. We can touch on that if you want. I thought it was a fun conversation.
Yeah, I don't mind. So for me, I don't know if I'm old school or what, but to me, love is a very important word. You use it sparingly because you're using it for those people that really matter in your life. So when I see a YouTube creator at the end of their video saying, "I love you all. Thank you for watching," I'm thinking, you don't even know us. How can you say you actually love us, right? It's better as, "Hey, I really appreciate you all. Thank you for watching," something like that. But people do it. That's their own thing. But for me, that's a big word. You don't just throw around just anybody.
I got to double down on that one because when I try to make habit, and I do this just like anybody else does, but like when I'm doing a video, I try not to say you all, or I'm trying to talk to like an individual, a single person who's, you know what I mean? Who's, because it's not like I have this big group of subscribers who every time I post a video, they're all piled up on the couch. It's somebody watching on their phone, or you're at home watching, on the TV. Hopefully, I would hope that's what you're doing. So I'm talking to one person.
You want that singular
people
connection.
Who do that. Yeah, exactly. I try to make it a one-on-one experience. I'm trying to bring you along with the things that I go and do.
Very smart.
When people say like all you guys, and they're talking about this big group, this big mass of numbers that they are addressing, and then they end that with something along the lines of like, "We love you so much." Get out of here. You're talking to numbers. You're not even talking to human beings at that point.
Right. I think he said it pretty well right there. I'd love them if they paid my mortgage.
Yeah, right.
Mark J's showing up. Thank you, Mark, for jumping in with us. So y'all can just talk about how you feel about using words like that on Valentine's Day, the day of love, right?
I got pretty animated with it. Grant, what did you say about it? I don't have your thing in front of me, but I can pull it up if you don't remember. Because
there just needs to be more true love for people because there's way too much evil and craziness out here.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
Be kind to your fellow man. You don't even have to love them, but just be kind.
Yeah, just be a good person and not a bad person.
Yeah. And enough with the BS. Like, don't sit there and film a whole thing about you going fishing and you're trying to make money off your fishing video, which we understand. Nobody blames you. Nobody's mad at you about that or anything, but you don't have to try to really hammer it home and be like, "Hey, I just caught, a couple of amberjack over here and I love you, man." It reminds me of, like, have you ever seen Idiocracy where they walk into the store? It's I forget the name of the store. It's IKEA or something like that. He's like, "Welcome to IKEA. I love you." It's the most disingenuous thing.
Oh,
Dude, Nick, I appreciate that. Nick, Small Water Charters, dude, that means the world to me, man. Thank you. That means I will say about that, when people say something like that, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm not going to say that I love you, but I really, really appreciate it, especially on days like if I'm having a hard week, I had a hard day today, and I sometimes, like I don't ever do it on camera. I'm not going to do it in a video. I'm not going to get all like pathetic and sad and everything, but I have those moments where I'm like, why am I even doing this? I had one last night where I'm like, what am I even doing? Why am I doing this? What is it all for? And that's what it's all for. That's what it is right there. It's when somebody's like, I really enjoy like what you do. I thank you for bringing whatever the case, whatever the comment is. Thank you. That gets me through tough times like what I was going through for a very short amount of time last night. And yeah, Danny, Costco, that's what it was. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Forgot about Valentine's Day. Some flowers and surfing turf made up for it. I would bet.
I meant to go get flowers and I messed up. I did not do it today because work was a little hectic.
Do you like her or do you like her?
Yeah, right. For the rest of the year, can we just do that? Yeah. Can we just do like, I like your video?
Yeah. Can we take steps before we get to I love you all?
Yeah.
I like it.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. So, it's been a week since last time I've been on here. I know folks in the chat has done some stuff in the last week, right? Folks in the chat. So if you
I know we got some people who had days off that they didn't.
Is that me or is that him?
Right.
I think it's him.
I think it's waking up a little bit. We heard you say people
my
had days off.
I thought that was you guys. I thought it was the rest of the world that was busting up.
It's not me.
Can't be me.
We heard you say, people had days off.
There were some people. I know there's some people here who had some days off that they didn't have prior. So I'm expecting that they would have doubled down on the time off that they now have. That's my expectation. I don't know. You never know how they go.
Yeah, I want to. You guys need to let us know what you're up to. While Japan was doing some fly fishing.
Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
I saw that in the Discord. I seen a picture of his personal best.
Awesome.
And the cooking.
And of course, John, Small Water Charters. Of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I noticed Darcy was out there on Okeechobee. That was curious if you guys ever crossed paths.
Yeah. I didn't watch that video, but I seen she had a video out.
Same here. I hadn't watched it. Still playing catch up on my YouTube watching.
Me too.
I saw where Daddy Duck 365 was down there with Small Water Charters. I guess it was this past weekend.
All right.
Hopefully they caught some fish. I'm sure they did.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to do anything there, Grant?
I got all my duck decoys put up, so now I can get to my fishing stuff.
Okay, that's good. Good first step.
I got the I call it a plant rack, I guess. I've got it brought inside and got some seeds started, some broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and spinach and lettuces.
I was going to ask you if your garden was still going outside or not.
Yeah, I got that started on the inside. I don't know. This weather's been crazy. I mean, we had an inch and a half of rain. I think it was Wednesday night into Thursday last week. So the drought we had, if it's not over, it should be close. I actually took samples to Carbondale today for work and took the back highway so I could see all the ponds and lakes and stuff. And they're back full again. The ones that were dry in December, they are plumb full of water now. So
that's good. We did get a lot of rain, but not enough to get us out of the drought yet. I know that.
Yeah. We're in a perpetual drought here. It's been like 30 years.
Yeah. I don't know if we're technically out of it, but all the ponds are full again. So,
hey, Grant, I got to ask you, I don't even know why it took 3 years for this, or 4 years, or whatever it is, for this to occur to me. Okay. But you're doing water testing. Can you test for mercury?
We can at our plant.
That would have made my day. I'd have been running so many tests your direction. You got lucky with that answer.
No, we're not a certified lab. We test for the basics. There's about 8 or 10 things we test for. Everything else we have to take to Carbondale. It's about an hour and 10-minute drive.
My other brother Luke, who we don't see too much. He lives up in Vermont, but he works for a company where they're the next level of doing the testing and stuff like that. And I don't think he can test for mercury. It's kind of a dumb question to ask. However, anytime I get an opportunity, I want to find out, because I would love to run every single fish that I catch through some kind of mercury test just to see. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, that's something else that big happened this past weekend. The train derailment up in, I think it was Ohio. I know it was spilt into the Ohio River. That's a big concern because we're downriver.
And some other gases released from that.
What happened? I didn't hear about that.
Vinyl chloride was the big one. Vinyl chloride.
Ooh.
But yeah, we actually don't get our water out of the river. We get ours from 250, 200, 300 foot wells. But yeah, the Paducah, Kentucky, across the river, they actually get theirs out of the Ohio River. So I'm sure that's something they're looking into.
Oh, that's going to be, what was that town in Michigan that dealt with that a couple years ago?
Flint, Michigan.
Flint, that's the one.
Yeah, they've changed. I mean, they've made a difference. You know, we've got new laws because of that. Lead and copper sampling and lead and copper lines are supposed to all be changed out by April of next year, I believe it is. So it's made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
EPA has cracked down on.
Yeah, after the fact, but at least it's
right
now, right?
Little late, but better late than never, right?
Pickle said he's going out in people's backyards and shooting their sheds. Oh, not that kind of.
It took me a second. No, that
bad.
got me.
I thought you
got
were
me on
talking
that
about
one.
like the shed in my backyard. Yeah, my bad.
You were talking, Grant, about how you just pulled all your duck decoys, and so when my dad was a kid, this is a story that I've grown up with. Sorry, Dad, I'm selling you out. I'm sure there's a law, a statute of limitations on this. John, you're already laughing. I know where you're going. You know where I'm going with this. So as a kid, him and his brother would go out hunting for ducks, and they'd hunt them with 22s, and it was, completely different rural landscape back then, completely different ball game. This is back in the 60s. And he would go out hunting, and they went out to a duck pond in the area that they were living in at the time, South Texas. And they went and shot up a bunch of these ducks, and they took a shot. One brother's like, I'm going to take one on the left. The other brother's like, I'm going to take one on the right. So they fire, and it scares off all the ducks. But there's like a couple of them that they weren't scared off. They huddled up. They stayed there. They didn't go anywhere. So they're like, well, we missed them all, but let's get those two. So they fire at them again, and those two, they don't do anything. They just stayed there. So they took a third round of shots at him, didn't scare him off. And now they're all like, what's going on? Why are these guys? So they walk up on him, and it's somebody else's decoys that they had just like Swiss cheesed them.
Dang.
I knew where you're going, what you said.
Yeah. I have never done that. I'm selling out my dad on that story.
Fox, the cutest dog in the West. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. I think it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It says, yeah, I want to know that too. Mercury in fish or the nuclear from Japan. See, I'm really, really actually curious about that, because there's mercury in freshwater fish. There's really bad levels of the mercury in some of the offshore stuff that we get. I'm curious about the inshore stuff, but I'm also curious, like in places like Japan, they tear through the big tuna and a lot of the species that are real. All those sharks are really, really bad in mercury, but they don't have the same issues with mercury poisoning. So on the one end, I'm kind of curious if there's any way I can build up any kind of immunity to that, which I know that's stupid sounding. But for two, I'm very curious about the differences in the amount of mercury that they consume over there. How much have I consumed in my life? How much am I consuming? I'm just curious about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's something concerning for sure.
Definitely.
And it's getting worse, I think. Actually, I take that back. I believe mercury is actually a naturally occurring thing. I don't know.
Yeah, for the most part, I think it is. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Just happens to be there.
Yeah.
Hey, Stanley, did you do anything this weekend?
I had a very interesting weekend. And I don't want to get too much into it because it's all going to be like part of the video, but I'm not going to go too far. Actually, I'm not going to go too far into it. So I'm going to bring this up. This was my weekend. I got invited out on Thrill Ride,
Aha.
which is that once of a year opportunity that's just like, oh, so I made all of the, things that I did everything that I needed to do to set this up so that I could go out. Thrill Ride is my uncle's boat. It's an amazing boat. It's a big Freeman. And whenever we get on that boat, it's like 100 miles offshore. We're going for really big fish. We're going for really odd stuff. It's an honor and a blessing anytime I even get an invitation. Hey, Steve, how you doing, man?
What's up,
Happy
Steve?
Valentine's Day.
Yep. Happy
Steve.
Valentine's Day, Steve.
I love you, Steve. I can earnestly say that one. I can honestly say that one, Steve. I love you. We were talking about people saying that too much and ridiculously so. I am not even joking about this one, gentlemen. Everybody here, I do have a lot of love for. Anyway, so I'm not going to on this story. I'm going to drop it at that. I'm just going to say I had that opportunity. However, I will say this is what I was able to come home with. You want to pull up that picture real quick?
Ooh.
This is what I came home with after this trip that I got invited out on.
Nice.
Holy smacking!
And then he disappeared. There he is.
Wow.
So that's not what you would expect on a 100-mile offshore trip.
That's pumps in there.
That's pumps.
Wow. And whiting.
That is a stack of whiting, not what you would expect to be getting 100 miles offshore.
Oh, no.
So
Now we have to wait to see the video.
I'm gonna leave the story behind that on the video, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting whole little deal as to why that is my photos from the Thrill Ride trip.
Oh, okay.
Say, and judging by the Discord, I don't want to give any spoilers, but I know a little bit more to the story.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Well, my weekend was, I went fishing, right? That already happened. Video's done. It's going to post tomorrow, white bass run. But while I was gone fishing, my daughter called to inform me that she had bought flooring for her house, and me and my wife were going to help her install it.
Oh, you messed up.
So Friday, I took the saw job, so at least I didn't do a lot of bending and getting on the ground. So Friday, we spent all day Friday at her house helping her install flooring. We're not done yet. Saturday, what the heck happened Saturday? I don't even remember. We did something Saturday, and then Sunday was Super Bowl, so we were at a friend's house for a Super Bowl party. So it was a busy weekend. And anytime we do those kind of things, I don't get to do boat stuff. So I'm a little behind on my boat stuff. And now this coming weekend, Saturday, I'm going back to my daughter's house to finish up the flooring stuff. And then Sunday, we got our first XFL game here in San Antonio that we're going to. So this coming weekend is used up. I'm not going to get a lot of boat stuff done.
That's a pretty cool.
It is cool. But I got to work on the boat too.
Can I request maybe one or two little short videos about I didn't get to go fishing this weekend because, and then show some XFL, shoehorn in some XFL content.
Yeah, I might be able to do that.
Be kind of curious about it.
A little tailgating.
Yeah.
That's a good idea for a short.
It is. It is.
I am the king of shoehorning crap into a video where it doesn't belong.
All right, guys, what else do we want to talk about today? People in the chat, let us know.
Anybody else got any? I got a thought on this. I want to hear anybody else's thoughts. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to speak. Say your piece. In the chat real quick, Ben says, nice. They don't look like AJ's and tunas. Yeah, and they don't taste the same either. I miss going fishing. Steve, I said it in the chat. I miss you going fishing, man.
Yeah, we did go watch some basketball Saturday. Even though our son got hurt, we still gone to a few games and watched the team play.
Good.
How's he doing, by the way?
He went back to the surgeon last Thursday, and he's released him to harder physical therapy, more intense physical therapy. but
Oh,
told
that's
him
good.
his tail looked strong. Wasn't going to give him a sports brace. Was going to try to do it without it. So
Well,
we'll
that's
see.
good.
Good.
Progress.
He's gained. He's gained about 30 pounds since the surgery. So hopefully he can put that into good use and be ready for next year.
Muscle some people around on the court, huh?
Yeah. I was gonna say I did the I did about 30 pounds there myself after I was playing basketball, and it didn't really help my cause in trying to be on the basketball court.
It didn't
I
help.
might not have gained it right.
All right. What else we got, boys?
Well, we got Steve in here. I wonder if he got in on that black sturgeon, the black sturgeon season. I think I read on the email where it lasted 65 minutes. I think they let them. I think they were going to let them harvest 7, but only let them harvest 6.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's some stories coming out of Michigan since we got Steve here. Steve, I know you probably got other things going on, but you're in here now. You're looped in. You guys have some stuff happening up that way. I'd like Michigan where they had the I believe it was Michigan where they had the fishing tournament, but some people fell through the ice. That might have been Vermont.
I think it was Michigan too.
I thought it was Michigan too.
It was. I know it was on Great Lake. I don't know if it was on Huron or not. I remember seeing that too, though.
So we have our Michigan correspondent, and we need an update.
Yeah, so he didn't get to fish the black sturgeon, but how long did it last? Was it only 65 minutes, which is crazy?
Yeah.
To me. And then, yeah, there was an ice fishing tournament, right? And some people fell through. I think 14 anglers stranded on an ice floe. Ooh. Okay.
That'd be scary.
That would be scary.
Right? You're just floating away. You look back, it's like, oh, shit.
Or even be in your shanty and then come out of your shanty and be like,
So my question for you and everybody in the chat, I'm curious your thoughts on this, especially considering the possibility, like whatever. Anyway, so being stuck in a shanty on an ice floe for let's say 72 hours, or stuck in a boat with no power offshore 100 miles for 72 hours. Take your pick. Which one are you taking?
Original island fudge.
Ooh.
Which is worse?
On the water.
I don't know. I do know one thing. My wife just walked in here with a box.
Boxes are always fun.
This, and you can't read it. It's original Mackinac Island fudge that she had shipped here.
Oh,
because Mackinac Island, if you go up Michigan, it's known for its fudge up in that area, and so she ordered some, and it just arrived today on Valentine's Day. Good time.
perfect.
Happy Valentine's Day on that.
Yeah.
For 2, it could have waited till after the stream when you're not rubbing it in everybody's face.
I'm sorry, I gotta throw it out there, guys. I gotta throw it out there.
Drew, you're
Go
awesome.
off. Yeah, I think I'd rather be on the boat and not the ice if I'm stranded.
I'm gonna lean boat.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to drink. I mean, I say 72 hours. So what if this is just like stranded and you don't know the time frame? That kind of changes it a little bit because there's nothing to drink.
Either one would suck. Either one would be scary.
They both suck, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if one would be better than the other one.
I don't do fresh water very well. So there's that.
He said ice float. Polar bears swim, but they can't swim 100 miles.
Yeah. Well, like the thing down here is that all you have to do is survive the drift, and that drift might be a week or 2, but you'll end up in Mexico.
If a storm doesn't come and destroy your boat.
Yeah, if that's the case, you'll end up in Israel, but whatever.
Somewhere. You end up somewhere. Man. So, how many of them? 14? But they were all rescued.
Were they all together?
If they were on how big was this freaking ice floe?
We were talking about that when we were just this weekend when we were planning up the gear for our trip. Everybody talks about sharks and they're worried about sharks getting eaten by sharks and everything. Like if something happens, you're offshore and you get stuck in the water. And sharks are a fear. I'm not gonna say it's not. I have concerns about sharks, but you know what really bothers me, like way more than sharks? Squid. Nobody cries about squid. Nobody has any concerns about squid, and I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Why does squid bother you?
Squid are like the bad ones, and they're bad. Like they're all bad. They're very vicious creatures, very predatorial, but they're smaller. So squid are the bigger ones typically that you see are like 36 inches in body length. The big, like the Humboldts. So and they have a beak. So there's thousands of them, and they come at you one little beak bite at a time.
Has anybody ever been killed by squid?
Yes. Yeah. Haven't you ever seen Jaws? So Jaws. No. Hear me out on this. You're laughing. I'm not even kidding. Jaws. Quinn, the shark fisherman guy, he talks about how he was on the I believe was it the Saratoga? He was he was in the Navy, and he was part of like one of those vessels that got sunk in World War II. And so all of the sailors went in the water, and like less than half of them survived because of shark attack. Those weren't sharks that did that. Like there were sharks in there, but squid took out a lot of them. They have damage on shit. You can look it up. There's damage on Navy ships from squid attacking Navy ships. I'm not even kidding about that. Everybody racks everything up to sharks, but it's not like squid or like a real thing.
Well, I don't feel bad eating calamari then.
No, I don't either. And I won't touch, like I have this whole respect thing for octopi. I'm not going to eat octopus. I like octopus. I loved Octopus Teacher. Like blah blah. I have a whole thing on that. I will not touch an octopus, but a squid, I will mess them up.
Squidnado, that'd be a nightmare, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Florida Charters. That was a story from Jaws. That was a real story that they were referring to. And Danny, it's Humboldts, but there's like also like 100 other species that are all about the same size. The USS Indianapolis, that was the one. It was the Indianapolis that they talk about on Jaws. That's a story they refer to, but they surmise that at least a portion of that was not even sharks. It was squid coming out at night in just by the thousands.
Damn. Yep, I'll never look at them the same, and I'll just keep eating them.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna eat them and I'm gonna be like, "This is what you get." You
Exactly. It's eat or be eaten, mofo.
Yeah. Remember the Indianapolis? I do. I saw Jaws.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Random guy, dude. All right, you're gonna have to elaborate on that comment.
Yeah, was it on purpose or?
Yeah, how did that come about?
Did you have to pay for it, or was it free?
Local guy was a survivor on the Indianapolis.
Drunken high.
Oh, small water, you're gonna get. Had me a drink about an hour ago, and it went straight to my head. Bum, bum, bum. Show me the way to go home.
All right. So we've talked about man-eating squid.
Not enough, in my opinion, but
True.
that's fine.
And what we've all done for the past week. What else is out there? What other news articles are out there that have people interested? I know our local folks, Texas folks that enjoy Padre Island, keep an eye out. The National Park Service is doing they want your input. They're having little meetings to get your input on a management plan for the beach for Padre Island National Seashore. My ears always perk up when the government wants to do a management plan of something.
I have the same thought on that.
Because right now, and they elaborate erosion and driving and all this stuff. And so I don't want a bunch of tree huggers that have never been to Padre Island to decide that you shouldn't drive on Padre Island and all this kind of stuff. So that's my real concern.
We will random guy Wild Japan. We will be getting to that in just a moment because we're gonna be doing it a little bit different this week, and I will touch on that in just a moment. But with what John's talking about, they're talking about doing island management. It's a national park, and they want to hear about what our opinion is. And we're talking about our national seashore down here, but this is you. This affects these kinds of conversations. It affects your national parks and what you can do, what you are allowed to do out there. And it doesn't sound like much. Like it sounds like, okay, they're going to be talking about beach cleanup. Cool. Yeah. They're going to be talking about, resource management and stuff. But there are other things that you have to kind of read between the lines. You need to be in on these conversations because they can get really weird. So here's one. So with pins, one that we have personally experienced and one that we talked a lot about this last weekend was, my dad and my uncle, when they were growing up, they went out to, they grew up on pins on Padre Island National Seashore. And going out there, what they would do, they had these little 12-foot sailboats, these little sunfish sailboats, and they'd take them out there and they would launch off of the beach and go hit the oil rigs and do all their fishing as 12-year-old kids. That's what they would do. It was, our family's whole thing. So one day they pulled up, and I think somebody had a John boat or something. And so, they pulled up like they always do. And just one day we're told, oh, no, you are not allowed to trailer out a boat with a motor. Okay, this is new. This was news that they were not aware of. This was not anything that they had, but that's fine. That's the rule. So they went out and fished on the beach and did their thing. So the next time they went to the beach, they took the motor off and they were going to row it out. And they took it out to pins, and they were told, no, you are not allowed to take out a boat with hard sides. It was, and you were going, I don't know about now. I think this still holds true. But you were actually going to have at least back in the day, because I experienced this myself in high school, but you were going to have a hard time actually finding the rules where they write this, that you can't have whatever the case is of the boat, whatever the boat is you can actually have out there. Because technically you should be able to take your boat, throw the motor in the boat, paddle it out past the fourth sandbar, then throw the motor on and go. Not that you want to do that, but you should be able to. So these are the sorts of things, these are the rules that were written into place in prior meetings, and nobody read between the lines. They're just yeah, we don't want people destroying these natural resources, and they shut the whole thing down, and it got really kind of weird. So these are the things that are that pop up in these conversations, and this is why I want to make this a conversation where we actually have a little bit more of a talk about it.
Yeah, Ben, you're right. Sometimes it does seem like they're going to open stuff for public conversation, but they've already determined what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So that happened, I think, with that oyster deal last, 4 or 5 months ago, where they shut down certain bays to oystering. And I think it was planned to do it, and then, okay, public input. Oh, you don't want us to? There's okay, we're going to shut down these bays. It didn't matter what the input was. I mean, I hope that's not true, but that's what feels like.
They did the same thing with Bob Hall Pier. The pier got damaged in the hurricane. They decided to tear the entire thing down.
Yeah.
Pass a new bill to raise tax dollars so that they could rebuild the pier that they had to tear down. And in the process of doing so, they wanted to basically build the pier half as big so that they could build a restaurant on it that was 2 stories tall.
Mm.
Yeah, I think there were some limitations what you could do on it too, as far as fishing and all that.
Yeah.
I saw one. Where was it? It was somewhere on the Gulf Coast, not Texas, but they had a pier where all of a sudden the rule was you couldn't cast. You could only drop your line straight down.
Okay.
Because casting, you could hook somebody, and I guess somebody's been injured by people casting. So now you can't cast out; you can only drop down.
Some days this is kind of what you got to do to not get skunked.
Yeah. Crazy world.
Yeah, it is. That's man. I don't even know what to say about that. That's not good.
Not good at all.
You got to be able to cast.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So, Grant, I asked you about your outdoor garden. Is it still going or not? I didn't catch your response.
Mostly I need to just go ahead and do an update video, I guess. But
Yeah, please
mostly what I'd planted in the fall froze out. There was, for some reason, there was 2 little cauliflower plants that's still alive, and like 2 little spinach plants still
We could
alive.
do it.
do.
Long live the cauliflower.
Right. So
Yeah.
I've replanted a bunch this weekend inside. I'm gonna try to get seeds started and get them sprouted inside, and then once it's not supposed to be in the 20s at night, I'm gonna put them outside.
Cool.
Yeah, we got some crazy. We were actually on a wind advisory or wind warning this morning for 50+ mile-an-hour winds this afternoon and evening, and they've canceled it and said now they're only going to be 25 to 30 maybe. So
yeah, still not good. Yeah, we had high winds supposed to be coming in all day today, but I was out at Camp Bolas for a long, miserable day, and about I don't know, probably about 1 o'clock or so, all of a sudden it just started blowing, but it didn't last for about maybe an hour, and then it went from like probably 20 back down to around 10 where it's comfortable.
yeah, we still got the big roller coaster of temperatures. It's supposed to be 70 tomorrow, and then I think the high Friday is like 42. So
yeah, so we're 70 up here in San Antonio. We're 74, I think, today. It's supposed to be
I
like
got
78
77
tomorrow, and then back down in the 50s Thursday and Friday.
yeah,
It's like, what the heck?
and
Freezing up there, Stan.
yeah.
is that good for? Oh, I got to ask you: is that being the case, John? How does that affect freshwater fishing, like in the lakes in the area? Because I will be in Waco this weekend.
Well, a lot of times a short cold stint isn't enough to change the temps in the water. Surface temp might go down. It could push fish down. Certain fish that are triggered for their spawn or whether by temperatures, right? That could happen. But for the most part, if you go from like summer temperatures to winter temps, that's a change. But in a day or two, a cold front typically doesn't have a huge impact around here at least.
Cool. Okay. Good to know. Everything's
spicy. What's up, Phil? Good to see you.
The best weather channel there is.
That's right. You only wish you had this kind of weather channel 20 years ago.
Right?
Bunch of guys sitting around drinking beer, be like, "Oh, you're fishing. It's fine if the cold front blows through."
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't go fishing if it's raining because the fish don't like to get wet in the rain.
Yeah. They don't like being wet. Bullock Experience, thank you for popping in. Good to see you here again every day, or everything spicy. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, we're just doing some random talk. So I haven't done a boat video in a while. So I've got the fishing video coming out tomorrow. But I have, if you follow us on our other social media and you'll see other things, right? My TikTok, I've been keeping up on the boat stuff. You'll know that I got the new gauge panel, the gauges installed and all that if you're following along on TikTok. There's not been a YouTube video about that yet. I like to build it up a little bit, add stuff to the YouTube video. So the TikTok is kind of the more up to time, what's going on right now, right?
Yeah. And that the panels look a lot better than, refurbished new.
Yeah.
A lot better.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Fishing is an excuse to drink beer. Who needs an excuse? Live streaming is an excuse to drink beer.
Yes, it is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, right.
Cheers.
Or whiskey.
Random
whatever.
guy says cold front is good for hunting. Is there any hunting going on right now? What is in season in your all's areas? I know in Texas there's a lot of things that you can just shoot whenever you want. But a lot of states, they got seasons. And I know deer's out right now. Here in Texas, we got hogs and exotics. You can shoot them all year long. So,
And rabbits.
Rabbits,
Yeah.
yep, shoot them up.
For you guys. I think most of our stuff, rabbit, squirrel, I think everything's pretty much out tomorrow. Usually the 15th is the last day.
Oh, okay.
What's the deal on turkey right now? I heard something about turkey being a thing.
Our turkey season it's actually like 6 different seasons, and it's pretty much April and May. It's weird. It's like 4 days and then 5 days, then 6 days, then 7 days, then season
That's
1,
weird.
2, 3.
I-
You got to just another way to get more money. If you want a first season tag, you got to send in $30. If you want a second season
Lord.
tag, and so on.
That's weird. I know Texas, you buy a license, and then if they're in season, you can shoot them. And I think we have a fall and a spring turkey season here in Texas.
Yeah, there's a few things you can trap a little longer. I know, like Mark J. Larson. I don't know if he's still in here. I've seen where he said he pulled his traps. He's in the same state, so. Did talk to some guys that went to the local lake this weekend or Sunday that had a live scope. Said they could see 200 crappie on screen and couldn't get them to bite anything. Live minnow, any different color jig, just couldn't get them to bite. So
That's when you need a stick of dynamite.
A big trailer full of like vinyl chloride to dump in the river.
here you go.
Yeah, if you can't get crappie to bite a live minnow, those crappie.
Game over. Everything's open season if you're quiet enough.
That's messed up. True. All right. So we got hunting, we got fish. So now it really is. We're swinging into the. So again, Florida, Texas, we fish all year long. We can, but up north, unless you ice fish, right? We're starting to swing into fishing time. I think across. I know up north they're still on ice though, right? They're still ice fishing where Great Lakes and all that. They're still ice fishing. When is ice out usually for those guys? I'm thinking it's got to be at least.
I thought that was an early March thing.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a March, April thing for ice out. You folks up north, let us Southerners who don't deal with all that frozen water stuff, let us know when your ice out is.
Yeah, our water is liquid, and well, we have a lot more vapor. We have the high humidity.
Yeah, I think we were just talking about that, random guy.
Yeah.
And totally news to me. I'm not a big fan of the news for some really obvious reasons these days, but that one slid by me.
Yeah, and it went in a river. You were saying, Grant?
Yeah, supposedly it's made it into the Ohio River.
That ain't good. That's a big river.
Man, if it only could take care of those Asian carp.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
wouldn't that, how wonderful would it be?
Politically correct, they're not Asian carp. They're Kopi.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah,
of course, I still call the Goliath grouper Jewfish.
They changed the name last year. It's not Asian carp. It's I think it's COPI.
Who's they?
The ones in charge of it all,
Screw 'em.
of all the rules and all the names.
I'm tired of this political correctness bullcrap. They're Asian carp. They came
I'm
from
getting
Asia.
tired of
That's
it
why they
too.
got that name.
Yeah, dude,
not
I'm sorry if I
insulting
call it a
anybody.
Jewfish. Like, I was raised for 30 years like that, and all of a sudden it's like, nope, you got to call it a different name.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you guys, not you personally, but the figurative you are the ones who named it in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Bullock Experience. I don't know that it's made its way to the Mississippi yet. That's where I'm close to. I'm just upriver from the Mississippi on the Ohio, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Which I'm almost positive that they were naming the Ohio River the most polluted waterway in North America prior to this. So I'm not sure what difference it's going to make.
It's really going to put them over the top.
Yeah,
They're going for the Super Bowl of polluted rivers.
Yeah,
trying to go all the way out.
If you're gonna do it, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
right. You're gonna get a title. Make sure you have it. That's horrible. That is horrible. Hey, it's about time we start looking at some photos, maybe.
Photos of the
Yeah.
week.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the photos of the week. Let's do it. Let's take a look at the photos of the week. And right off the bat, I do have to say something. We might have talked about it last week. I am a little bit behind on a couple of little things that we're going to be looking at here. Random guy, you have some pictures that we need to bring up that are not going to be in the slideshow. Don't fret. We are going to do a special thing on that. I'm just not able to do it this week because you've got some stuff that we need to look at like individually. For this week, it was a little bit light. And for anybody who's not aware, these are the pictures that we got on the Discord server. If you are not a part of the Discord server, there is a link in the description of this live stream down below. Come and check it out because we have a lot of fun. We, all work with each other as far as like if you have any questions about hunting or fishing, if you just want somebody who's going to be a shoulder to cry on when you have a bad day, anything along those lines. If you need somebody to help uplift you when you get that PB fish or that trophy kill, this is a great place for you to experience that. And these are the best photos that we were able to pull off of the server for this week. It is the premier fishing and hunting Discord server. Right off the bat, I had to dump that right back on there. These are like my couple of pictures from my little fishing trip that went a little bit different direction than what I thought it was going to, but I had to rub it in a little bit. I did manage to walk away from what could have been a complete and absolute disaster with 34 fish. It took me like 2 hours to fillet all that. So,
wow.
Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
This is the amazing selection of photos that we got from everybody in the Discord server for this week, because it was kind of one of those weeks where we had the Super Bowl and we had some of the things going on. So not as many people, it's February, not as many people are outdoors doing quite as much this week, and it's totally understandable, but these guys managed to get out there and get some fresh air. They got outdoors and they made it count. They made it work. These are all of our pictures for this week. And so we're going to do something just a little bit different this time around. I need a pen and paper here real quick. So instead of like taking the best ones and cherry picking the best ones and letting everybody have a crack at telling us who should be the best of the ones that we handpick, I want everybody right now, and I'm going to take a manual. I'm going to be like keeping track of this. Everybody right now in the chat, please vote for the name of the person who you think has the best picture in here. And they're all different sizes and there's all kinds of different stuff going on. I hadn't intended on doing it like this, but I was just like, you know what? I want everybody to have a chance. So we're all just going to start dropping names and we're going to see who has the best picture out of everybody who posted for the week. I want to give everybody a chance to get in on this. Putting this whole thing together, obviously, oh my gosh, there's not even a name on that pike.
I was going to say, is that Pug Attack or no?
No, it's not. And I don't even, I in putting that whole slide thing together, I must have like, what happens sometimes is the names will drop below the picture. And I bet that's what happened on this one. Give me just a second. And I will get a name because that pike was my winner. Like before I even like did anything, I'm not making decisions on that. I don't mean to be like that. But I was like, oh, like I thought this was going to be a 3-page slide. Ended up not being. So let me see here real quick. I will get a name for the person who did that pike.
So is Pug Attack the flathead catfish there?
Pug Attack is the catfish and those two bluegills.
Okay. All right.
Doe Cat is the pike. Doe like a doe ball. Doe Cat.
Oh, okay. All right.
And for the record on this, a couple of things. So what was it? Hatter and that bass up top in the middle. They are new. Doe Cat is fairly new. Zane is the winner from last week, and PT, that is his new personal best bass.
Nice. Congratulations. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
So we got some basses. We got some, almost everything's freshwater except for the black drum up there.
Yeah, I kind of like wanted to slip my photos into this one, but I just didn't do it. I'm writing down names here. I need just a second. Pug, got you.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to my catfishing days. I seen that nice little flathead there, so I figured I'll throw a vote for Pug Attack.
Oh, random guy, you're dealing with RSV right now. I'm sorry to hear that.
Bad stuff.
We got a little bit of a tie here. A lot of people cast. You know what? Let me cast my vote on this. I've got to go with the Doke. I'm going to type the name in the chat here because I'm open about that. I saw that pike and it immediately caught my attention. So I'm casting my vote for Docat. Yeah, so I mean, pike was one of them that I caught one, and I caught it. The thing that people don't, or that I didn't understand, that I didn't realize when I was up in Wisconsin and I caught my first pike, I didn't realize that you're catching that on like 6-pound test. I got a 30-incher on 6-pound test, and I got it wrapped around 2 other people's lines and the prop, and I still managed to catch that fish. And when I did, that tiny little bluegill lure that I was using when I caught him just fell right out of his mouth. You have to be an exquisite angler to be able to do that. So that was like, I was pretty proud of that one afterwards. Unless you've done it, like you just don't understand how much skill is required in trying to catch a fish like that on that kind of tackle.
Docat's killing it with that pike.
Yeah, random guy. I was using 6-pound test because we were fishing for bluegills, and I hooked him. That whole thing where I walked the side of the boat and I had to walk it right across 2 other people's lines, and then it got hung up in the prop, and I had to get it undone from the prop and then get him up into the boat. I'm proud of that. I'm very proud. I can tell you the entire, like, you know, step by step what happened across that entire story.
Play by play.
Not even the best fish that we caught on all the trips that we did up in Wisconsin. Rachel had an amazing muskie, but that pike, man, still. We have 30 seconds. If you have not cast your vote, cast it now. We have 30 seconds left in the fisherman. Yeah, it's all fisherman. The fisherman photograph of the week. Get added to the wall of fame for 2023. To upsize the scale, I have accidentally caught a king on 15-pound test while fishing for permit. Yeah, I've done that too. You're absolutely right. That's a tough one. The trick with that is, as long as you don't get cut them off on the teeth, it's not too bad. You want to make sure you have a good wire leader on there or something for kingfish. If you're doing 15-pound mono, no leader, and you manage to get in a king, you're doing something special. 10 more seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have your time, if you have a vote to cast it now. Otherwise, it is Docat. We're talking about that pike in the bottom left corner. Docat is kind of running away with it here. My apologies to anybody if I feel like I'm pushing the narrative. I'm not trying to, but I was really sold on that pike.
Congratulations, Docat.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and name that one the winner.
Thank
you for everybody who posted pictures and for everybody who went outdoors and had a great time and went and did this and then came back and had a conversation about it in the Discord server. Very much appreciate that. We enjoy you doing that, and we will be adding you to the 2023 Wall of Fame. Docat will be adding you to the Wall of Fame. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Congratulations, Docat.
Well deserved.
Yep. Yeah, there are some nice ones on that board. Nice fishes. This is his.
It's looking good. We're filling it out well.
Man, so what do you guys got, Grant, Stanley, you guys got anything coming up, going on pretty soon? And also folks in the chat, if you got something coming up this next weekend or whatever, plans, videos coming out. If you're a YouTuber and you're doing videos, you got any videos coming out or have come out recently, go ahead and post that stuff up now.
Yeah, let's see what you got. Or let us know what you're doing.
Yep, absolutely. So, Stanley, you got any plans coming up that you know of?
I am still knee-deep in editing Cozumel videos. We're going to finally get wet this weekend. I've got some little teasers coming up this week. Going to be posting that other one this weekend. Then I'm going to continue posting those Cozumel videos. We got a few more left until we start with our 6th season of fishing videos, which I'm already starting to film for now.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
What about you, Grant? You gonna get a garden video done up?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We got chance of rain tomorrow and Thursday, and then 40 is the high for Friday, and 50s is the high Saturday and Sunday, and actually off Monday for the holiday. And
yeah,
it's supposed to rain all day, but we'll see. First thing I got to do is get that duck blind off the boat and try to see if I can't figure out where it's leaking at from where we were busting that ice. So maybe I can run it's a aluminum riveted boat. So maybe I can run a seal of I don't know, some kind of caulk.
Yeah.
Something down the.
Yeah, you can. You can use like 4200, something like that. It'll work good on rivets.
Yeah.
It sticks to anything as long as the surface is clean when you put it on there.
Yeah, I'll get the boat ready and we'll see. I'm on call next week, so need to try to get something done this weekend. Need to get that first fish at 23 caught.
Yeah.
It'd be much better to make that call in February than March.
We sure didn't talk about that last week like I should have. I remember me and Grant were going to have a little competition. We were both going to go fishing and see who caught first fish. Well, I went fishing and caught fish. Grant did not go fishing. So, winner. Da, da, da.
John's the champion.
Wait, what do you mean winner? How is
it was
I caught fish on January 1st. Why am I not in this competition?
Between John and I, he's just saying I'm the loser.
It was between just me and Grant.
Yeah.
Why?
For that weekend,
bullshit.
remember? Were you here or not? Do you not remember the show?
How am I not like whatever? I didn't want your stupid award anyway.
You said, "Hey, you guys are both going fishing." And we said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, we'll shoot."
Yeah. Well, my intention was to go out on and I was going to go offshore and be like, "Oh, you guys funny." Here, look what I got. And,
yeah, whatever. I'm the winner for now. Dang it.
You should have just said I'm the loser. That's all.
Grant lost. All right. So who on the panel has not caught a fish in 2023?
He's all sad looking. I'm sorry, Grant.
I'm sorry, Grant.
Cheers.
Tried to brag, but it turned on you. All right. What else we got going on? Wild Japan's.
Dude,
smelt.
Pull that one up. That's cool.
Yeah. Are you now? You say smelt fish? Is that like smelt here in the States? The little ones that you catch and just cut the head off, cut the guts out, and cook them whole and eat them whole, just like that. That's what we used to get up in Michigan. Now you can still get them up there in the UP, but it's hard to get them down in the lower part of Michigan now.
And not only is he doing that, but he's going to be fly fishing by a haunted grove at an abandoned school. If you don't go viral on that video, I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like, it's not handed any better to you than that.
Yeah, got to get them tags right.
Yeah,
get them tags right, and don't be possessed or something while you're there. That would be bad.
Get murdered for sure.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it that way, but yeah, that's what I got. Oh,
your anime Colin Ben. That's
wow. What else are everybody doing? What else we got out there? Motorcycles, jet skis, crackheads.
Random guys all over the place.
Yeah, pretty random.
In all the best ways.
All right. Well, yeah, they're similar to the U.S. smelt, close relative to I don't know what the Delta smelt is either, so you got me there.
That sounds like an amazing band name.
Delta smelt?
Yeah.
Now coming up on stage, Delta smelt.
Yeah. I see
Those
a total
from the
80s rock
1100s.
vibe. Those are the worst. If you're going to get haunted by, can you imagine people 200-300 years from now, and they're going to be no offense, some people here in the chat, but they're gonna be haunted by millennials.
Yeah. Yep. That would be
That's
nightmare.
gonna be the easiest haunting ever. Like scary movies 300 years from now are gonna be pitiful.
Yes, definitely. Oh, Delta smells from California. Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Cool. All right.
Good,
Well,
yeah.
it sounds like people have plans. Next week, the show is going to be hosted by.
I got this one.
Yeah, that guy over there, Stanley Orchard. So it's going to be on his channel. If you don't have our channels, right, look in the description below. All our channels are there. Our Outdoors Live website is there. We also, if you've seen in the chat, when I comment, it's showing as Outdoors Live Crew because I'm commenting from the YouTube channel that we're going to eventually move to once we get it built up on views and subscribers. And then our live streams will all come from one place. That'll probably be next year sometime. What else, guys, in closing? What do you got? What do you got?
If you have not already subscribed to anybody, including that channel, and if you are interested in jumping in on the Discord server, the website, the Facebook page, any of those things, there are links in the description of the video down below. Jump in on it now. Get in on it while the getting is hot.
Absolutely. Grant?
Yep. Hashtag photos. Add them photos in the Premier Discord server so we can get you up there for photos of the week next week.
Exactly
go.
right.
All
Jump
right,
in,
folks.
get out there, go have a great weekend.
We will see you next week at Mr. Stanley Orchard's place. All right. Peace out.
Have a good one.